Alan Kavanagh has had his ups and downs with our judges, so before the young man's workshop session, we asked Linda to point out a few of the positives and negatives of his performances to date.
Alan's strength, I think, his boyish looks. All the mammies will want to cuddle him and look after him. For such a young man, he's got into this way of singing, opening his gob and just going full blast. And that's not the way you sing. Nobody does that. And you can't sustain it. Something's got to give. He's singing his own song this week. Tony Hatch is one of the best songwriters in the world, so I should imagine when he hears the song, he might take it apart. He might say, that's not going to work. I don't know.
I think it's great you're singing your own song, but I have slight worries about the song too. I find a lot of it seems to be all on one note, and the only thing that's shifting are the chords. But it's got some lovely lyrics, the song, and I think you went through quite an emotional experience when you wrote it. Because the song is so fresh, so new, so unheard by the voting public, he will have to pull a magnificent performance out of the bag to actually persuade them to keep him in. I wish him luck.
Tony is looking for a magnificent performance. Will he get it? Singing his own composition, Sorry Sincerely. It's Ashbourne's very own Alan Kavanagh.
Tell me a story where everything works out, where everything works out okay, where you don't have to shout to be heard. Sing me a song with a happy ending, 'cause I need to be sure it's possible. I said I was sorry, you spat it right back in my face. If life is for living, then please start forgiving me. Say sorry sincerely, I'm here, can't you hear me? I'm calling out for you to save me. Save me now. Say sorry sincerely, I'm here, can't you hear me? I'm screaming out the top of my lungs. Please save me now. To innocence, well, I swallowed my pride with egos aside. Why can't you do the same? Well, I'm lost for words, the only one is hurt. Well, that's over your head now. Say sorry sincerely, I'm here, can't you hear me? I'm calling out for you to save me. Save me now. Say sorry sincerely, I'm here, can't you hear me? I'm screaming out at the top of my lungs. Please save me now.
Alan Kavanagh. Well done, Alan. Well done. Okay. Lovely Linda, we're going to start with you.
Hi, Alan. You know, I've just noticed such a difference between the rawness of that song last Friday, and now we're 2 days ahead. And when the band got it, and my backing vocals and everything coming in, it's just a changed song. Did you feel that yourself? And you're just in the development stage of your songwriting as well. So I can see where things are going, and I reckon in a couple of years, Alan Kavanagh is going to be producing some very, very fine songs. But listen, just one little point: just watch your pitching. That's the only thing, because when you went to full voice, especially towards the end, I just noticed you started to slip a little bit, so you could lay back on that just slightly, but it was very good, Alan. Super performance, great.
Thanks very much, Linda. Thomas.
Yeah, Alan, you took a big risk there. You know, it's risky to do your own material at the best of times. The chorus in that song was pretty good, but what I did notice is you sing differently when you're doing your own material. Maybe it's because I can't compare it to anything else. That song's okay. You've got a long way to go as a songwriter, but look, you might as well start here. You've got a really good support among the audience and among the public. So look, just keep working on your own material. As far as I'm concerned, if you go out tonight on the strength of that, at least you've done it your own way. So well done. Cheers. Okay.
Thank you, Thomas. Brendan.
Alan, I have a pain in my face from everyone telling me all weekend how dire your song was, right? I'm sorry, but that is what they were saying. And again, it just goes to show that consensus is generally wrong. Now, the kindest way of putting it would be that it reminded me of a lot of various songs, from David Gray to Delamitri and everything. But I thought that was a fine song. And Thomas makes the point that you sing differently when you're doing your own song. You actually, I think, sang much better than you've ever sung. I was beginning to feel a bit bludgeoned over the head by your big voice, little man kind of shtick every week, you know what I mean? But actually, you held back a bit in there, and there was a bit more light and shade and a bit more subtlety and everything. So I thought that was, I don't know, I think that was possibly the best thing you've done so far.
Thanks very much, Brendan. And Tony.
We did the workshop last Friday, and all the way through Saturday, I was singing that song. I'm not saying that was an entire pleasure for me, but it was there, stuck in my head. I think it's not a bad song, but I don't think your performance was great this evening, Alan. I think that...
Yeah, but you should have seen him other weeks.
You're so kind, aren't you?
Cheers.
I think the song does stand chances. I'd love you to send me a copy of it, and I'll send it on to Enrique Iglesias, because I think it's the song that he could, with a few changes, he could really get his teeth into.
Thanks very much, Tony.